Hello my friends and welcome to episode 49 of The Wanderer. Today we've got a double header against Rangers and Hibs. It's getting a bit old, these double headers against Rangers and Hibs, and it's pretty much the reverse of the last time we played Rangers and Hibs in the same episode. Then we played Rangers in the Betfred Cup quarter final and then Hibs in the league. Today we play Rangers in the league and then Hibernian in the Scottish Cup fourth round. Since the last game when we played Hibs, talking of Hibs, we have played two games. We played at Dundee United where we won 3-1, Z Gomez with a brace and Harry Cochrane on the score sheet as well. Before we played Aberdeen, a Brandon Mason goal and a Stevie May goal put us 2-0 down, but an Ali Crawford brace got us a point out of the game. That leaves us second in the table, unfortunately, we're a point behind Celtic, but 4 points ahead of Rangers, which is a good place to be. Those two Champions League spots, of course. If we look at goals, Z Gomez just fallen a bit away from the top two. 2 goals behind Ryan Christie and Stevie May, who have both been in a rich vein of form. But he does have one full appearance left, less rather, although he does have more shots. But he's got time to develop. We're working on that in training. Also, just while I'm here, I just want to have a quick look at team stats and have a look at team detailed. Average possession, as you see, best in the league at 57%. I wouldn't be surprised at that. But what I want to see is average attendance by capacity. As you see, 98%. And I'm going to do this. I tried to request a philosophies meeting to get the philosophy of developing youngsters away because it was at halfway. And then they refused that. I was like, right, fair enough then. That's kind of why they brought me in. They wanted me to do that. And then about a game later, I went right up to full. And I hadn't really done anything different. But I wanted to do this in front of you guys. Okay, due to the financial situation. Okay, I feel like I've done enough with the finances. As you see, we're up to 5 million in the bank that we could have done something with that. We do have 2 transfers to talk to you about. On the end, we've mentioned them before. Gary Finlayson comes in. Unfortunately can't play because he's been on loan at Corona, and he played a couple of games which I missed at the start of the season for Pogon Sadolts as well, which is a bit of a slap in the dish, to be honest. So I brought him in to play, and once again I've seen Gary Finlayson, and I'm not going to get to play with him for a little while. And then we brought in Mark Noble. We've mentioned this before. Very, very good player. In fact, I'm actually going to play him today. I've not put him in the team, but he's coming in for his debut. I'm trying to work out the best way to do this. I want Molt on the bench as well, actually. So Molt here. In fact, I might even play Molt because Z Gomez is a little bit tired. Molt returning from injury. Molt does tend to do really, really well in these games. So we're going to bring in Mark Noble into the deep line playmaker role, and we're going to bring. Who am I taking off the bench is the issue. I'm probably going to bring Harry Cochrane off, and I'm going to actually play Harry Cochrane over Ali Crawford just because I'll, rotate out about a little bit. We want to win that game, this game and the next game, and we'll give Mark Noble the number 3 kit. I'm debating retraining him as a ball playing centre back as well, but for him only having 6 months left on his contract, that's sort of been a 6-month contract. That was sort of a hit and miss idea with me, to be honest. So I want you to ignore their praise in the media, play your natural game, and I want to see. I've done that bloody thing again where I've said take the pressure off with the thing, and then I've messed it up by by saying ignore the media, and then I want a good performance. So hopefully we don't lose too much early on, and I can recover it with a team talk off the sideline, basically, because otherwise we're up poop creek because we never play well with bad team talks. And as you see, we're a goal down already, 2 minutes in. We did beat them with this in the league earlier on in the season when we were 1-0 down, but I didn't mess up the team talk. That's annoying. It's such a silly way to mess up a team talk as well. Should have realised. And pen on the ball now. A gig in. Oh, that's a decent effort. What I'm going to do is just give a demand more from them. See if we can get something. Moult with the free kick takes it short to Cochrane as planned. Lanchaba, oh, it's just over from the South African. He's not really been shown lethal goal scoring form. When I've given him chances, he's had some big chances that I would have expected Ryan Hedges to bury, and that's sort of been the difference to why he is behind Hedges in the pecking order. Right now, Hibs drawing to Celtic as well. It's good to see them playing the same time as us, so that they're not getting any extra rest space. I'm going to actually just do a little change here with Freddie Woodman. Celtic actually winning though in that game, which is a bit frustrating. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to Woodman please, and add an instruction to the fullbacks please, because going to the flanks really isn't working for us. Noble plays it back to Woodman, and the Englishman launches forward, and Harry Cochrane's all on his own, and Harry Cochrane finishes in what's got to be the most bizarre goal that I have seen. I'm going to rewind it because, as you see, from here, Boyle has it, they play it forward through Kalaki, and Noble wins it, goes back to Woodman. Woodman gets a lot of space, and he just launches it forward. Harry Cochrane runs. The Rangers defence have played an offside trap, but nobody tracks back. The goalkeeper, I think it's still Wes Foderingham, it is indeed, falls asleep, and Cochrane puts it past. He is in the excuse me, SPL Dream Team now, Harry Cochrane. Yes, I want to proceed with the tactical change. So he is in that SPL Dream Team, but he's not going to get many easier chances than that. How are we 3 points behind Celtic? Oh, because we're drawing. Never mind, that does answer that question. They're winning, we are drawing. Needs Lee Irwin to pick up with another one. So let's dig in. Hopefully now, when I say you aren't bad but you can still improve, I have faith in you, we get a response, and we did indeed. So we've now got a better team talk coming into the second half, so hopefully we can now run Rangers ragged. Do have a personal save with Rangers now as well, because I keep getting to record points in this save and it's at times that I can't record, so I started up a personal save with Rangers and I made a couple of quality signings in my opinion. Cochrane's starting to tire, which is worrying me. I'm tempted to bring on Baronis there, but we'll give him another 10-15 minutes. And I also want to bring on Z Gomez for Moult because he's playing poorly and he's on a yellow, so let's bring on Z Gomez there. Other subs that we could make option wise, we've got Young for Noble and McTominay, Baronis for Cochrane or Noble. I think I'm going to go with the Cochrane option. I know he scored, but it's just tired, so, and I've got that game coming up, and as much as I don't like this break, I'm looking at these numbers here in this break and I'm really not liking it. Oh no, Lanchaba's clearance is blocked by his own man, and they've got the ball because of it, and then 3 men close down 1 player, Freddie Woodman with a monstrous save. But they've got the ball back again, and I never liked that counter-attack right from goal. But if we go back to here, 3 players push out on penalty, and not a single one of them actually closes them down. I'm not sure who it is. It's Lanchaba to Vestinov, and I'm going to guess that's McTominay. It was indeed. Woodman made a big save. And again, how this player here just comes in, and there's 3 men or 6 men in and around the area, and not a single one of them goes to look after him. That is so frustrating. I mean, we've been the second best team. I messed up that team talk in the first half, and that's really cost us here. It's probably going to be our second defeat of the season because of it. But it's so frustrating because we're better than that, and we should be defending better than that. As Baronis with a good turn, but again it's a poor pass from Jamie Baronis. He's so good at getting space, and then he can pick out some great passes, but some of these simple passes is just not getting right. And they're just keeping the ball now. We can't get near them because nobody's closing down properly. As McMullen brings it forward, but Woodman saves that one. He's going to play it to a full back now. In fact, he's not. He's going to play it to John Suter. Plays it forward to Lanchaba. And it's a poor ball again from the South African. he's so frustrating because I feel like he could be so good. Carlos Pena getting man of the match, which is very interesting there, but I'm going to go aggressive. I'm far from pleased with that result, and I'm going to skip ahead now to Easter Road, or I think it's Easter Road. It is indeed at Easter Road. We've got 3 away games in a row, which is never ideal. So we'll skip ahead to Easter Road, and I'll see you in just a second, guys. And we are back. The interest in Freddie Woodman is gone, which is good because his £12.5 million release clause ends at the end of this transfer window. His value has gone down a little bit though as well. But today we go with Danny Rogers in goal. It is a cup game, so he gets the nod. Tizvetanov at right back, Burgess, Suter, Mason, McTominay, Barona, Hedges, Cochrane, Walker and Z Gomez round off the team. And what we're going to do is we're going to go with it's an away game, so I'm going to go with I'm expecting a win from you today, boys, because as much as it's a what's it called? As much as it's a derby, it's an away game, is what I'm trying to say. My brain just completely froze there. No idea why. Just trying to change things a little bit here. We're going to show Lee Irwin onto his left foot. I think it's the right for McGinn. It is indeed. Want to just make the life a bit harder for those two. In fact, we're going to go on hard on Connor McGrandles as well. Anyone else they've got tired? McMullen. Just because they're actually running tired. So we'll do you as well. What foot are you actually? Because you're going to be quite a point threat. Your left foot. So let's go with right foot for you. Okay, and kick off. Believe we can hopefully out fitness Hibs basically here is the sort of plan that I've got. By closing them down, tackling harder, hopefully their fitness levels drop. We have a slightly fitter team to start off with. You know, we both played on the same day, but I rotated fairly wisely, and I've got a fairly fit squad anyway, and we've got a young squad. McTominay with a great tackle there, but Hedges didn't read it. He was already on his bike, sort of expecting it earlier. Mason picks up from Suter's pick interception, Walker into Harry Cochrane, and he's burst past a couple, played it back to Jamie Walker, and the Hibs have now got in to defend, but Ryan Hedges in behind, and Bond with a big save for Hibernian there early in this Edinburgh derby in the Scottish Cup 4th round. Probably one of the nut worst draws we could get this round, but you know, it's always a big day for the fans. It's a big tackle there, comes back to Cochrane, Baronas to John Suter now, back to Ryan Hedges. He's got a tiny bit of space. Can he find a cross though? He can, but it's god awful. In all honesty, he turned onto his left, and he's not really ideal at that crossing at that angle on his left, and he couldn't find anyone. Decent effort with the free kick there though. He has scored a couple of decent free kicks actually, if I remember correctly. There's one earlier in the season or at the end of last season that I showed you guys that was different quality. It's Cochrane has it. Baronas now back to Harry Cochrane, the two young lads, and Z Gomez with a straight strike from range. He normally passes it in that spot, and he had a man ahead of him. Murray towards Hallsgrove, it'll clear away. Baronas gets in front of his man, and a long ball ahead for Z Gomez. He's done him, and he's played it in for Jamie Walker. Jamie Walker plays it back across. The goalkeeper does get two big hands to it. Maybe should have done better, but at the end of the day, it's a goal on the counter attack for Hearts. We've looked very good in this first half hour. Don't want to curse anything by looking at the stats, but look at them for yourself. We've not put enough shots on target though, and that's a bad thing. Danny Rogers does save that free kick from Lee Irwin though. McGinn with the corner. It's a decent ball in for Simon Murray. It's cleared away. McMullen picks up though. McGrandles, Martin, and it's away wide for a goal kick. Danny Rogers alert when he needed to be. They've had a couple of shots on target now. They're coming back into the game just towards the end of the half. As soon as this highlight ends, I'm literally hitting the space bar to pause it, and I'm going to concentrate. Just want to get to half time on a 1-0 here. that's not going to be the highlight, I imagine, as Rodgers brings it out. He's going to launch forward, but it's much more on a better angle than Woodman's crosses to actually find a red shirt, or a maroon shirt I should say. Irwin just doing enough to keep it away from Cochrane. McGinn, Hallsgrove. Cochrane came right back there to help out his team. I like to see that. Irwin played back inside for Hallsgrove. McMullen, and it's just wide of the post. I'm going to say that's the end of the highlight, and let's do that pause and give that concentrate now. Let's just get to the half. At 1-0 would be ideal. Baronis heads away. Walker flicks on. Cochrane to Z Gomez. He's got a runner on the right hand side. It is Ryan Hedges. Not convinced at that ball from Hedges though, and it's come back out. McGinn just getting there ahead of McTominay, which has left McTominay out of position. And it's a great challenge, but his teammate does not read it. I think the challenge was from Burgess. John Suter fell asleep, and for a half that we have dominated, they've came right back into it, and it looks fairly even on the stats now, and they've only had maybe 5 minutes of decent play here. Hedges to Z Gomez. It's a cross for Jamie Walker. Can he finish again? He can indeed. We're weathering the storm. The goalkeeper getting no man's land here. He made a really good save earlier on against I can't remember who it was now. But Jamie Walker, he's fallen asleep against twice now. Z Gomez with both the assists. Maybe a little bit of role switch there, but it's something to look happy about. I'm going to go with don't get complacent, and Jamie Walker and Z Gomez. I'm trying to save them. Trying to save it. I did save Z Gomez, not quite saved Jamie Walker. Everyone else I'm going to go with you've not been bad, but you can do better kind of thing. Completely, you've got what it takes. That works for me. We've got a lot of green there. Jamie Walker, the only guy who's really reacted negatively. He's on a hat-trick, so I can't really sub him off just yet. Baronis. He's going to play it towards Walker. Walker having a bit of work to do there, but does respond to it well. Keeps it as well in tight spaces, and we're just sort of playing it around Hibs right now. I'm going to assume this is just a opening highlight. Apparently not. Hopefully we don't get hit on the break, or if Z Gomez was a bit more alert there, could have been in, but unfortunately not on this occasion. McGinn launches this one in, and Irwin hits it forward. Martin off the bar, off the line, and cleared away. My head was in my hands because I was literally dreading it. The flash at the bottom of the screen. Z Gomez with a good pass there, but his man falling asleep on him, and as a result, not receiving the pass. Going to bring on Ali Crawford for Cochrane, who is tiring, and Ali Crawford is a very, very good player to be bringing off the bench. To be honest, they're tiring a lot, so I'm going to try and keep the pressure on. We're going to bring Grant Young on. Surprised not to see a sub off of them yet. We do bring one on now, and we have the much fitter team. We're going to bring Jones on to round off the changes, and Jones is always a great player to bring off the bench in honesty, because he's so quick. Walker plays this free kick up to Jones, played it back to Ali Crawford, and it's a sort of scooped lob strike just over the bar. Don't think he maybe needed to do it that way. Could have kept it down, but the goalkeeper had no chance if it was on target. In fairness, Hallsgrove, player who I looked to try and sign before he signed for Hibs. Unfortunately, we were beaten to the punch when I was scouting him, and I was thinking that was a free kick there, or a penalty rather, but it wasn't. They're down to 9 men. That's handy. Lee Irwin comes off injured. John McGinn's knackered. I've just got to concentrate because I can't see them getting back into the game now, as the time runs down so much in that time that I'm expecting this to be the full time highlight. McHugh hits it well wide, wide-ish, but we have played very well today. If we can start putting some of these shots, more of these shots on target, we'd be an absolute heaven, I think, because we put so many chances and we create so many. I'm going to go with, oh, god damn it, I always lose the dressing room with stuff like this, so can I, and then add these guys, and I'm just going to go with a You impress me, try and recover it, fail to recover it. My team talks aren't going well right now, boys. Anyway, I'm going to skip to this draw, and we're going to find out who we play in the next round, guys. We're back with the 5th round Scottish Cup draw, and we're just going to quickly skim through all this. A team that we want to avoid is obviously Celtic and Rangers, really. Maybe like to avoid Aberdeen as well, and possibly Dundee. Give us like a Dumbarton or an East Fife would be a nice easy tie. Could play some of the young lads. Of course Celtic get the easy game. SPL draw rigged and all that. Dumbarton, give us them. Nope. Motherwell, nope. Morton, yes please. That means we've got Rangers or Ross County. Literally, if we get to the final of this, we're probably going to have done it the hard way. Hibs in the first round that we play, Rangers in the second most likely. It's not getting any easier. We're going to play Premier League teams all the way along I would imagine now, as it doesn't look like there's been any non-Premier League, full non-Premier League ties. So it's going to be another tough game. When will we come back? Well, I said we're going to come back for the Celtic and Hibs. So next episode is actually episode 50. So why don't we make it a triple header and we do the Scottish Cup 5th round, be it Ross County or Rangers. Then we do the Celtic game and the Hibs game for that single episode. So that will be Monday's episode. It is episode 50. So we're going with 3 games. Let me know what you think of that, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll hopefully catch you for that.